It's not a project unless you have to do it more than once. I made a little mistake, and I put this is a 2x6, which means it's 5.5 inches long. So I put it 5.5 inches too high. So anyway, minor adjustment. Fortunately, I'm using screws, and I only put a few screws in so I could double check before I tightened it up. So I'm okay.
All right. Curt puts these projects together and everything looks really good. We just showed you that every once in a while, a little mishap, a little miscalculation happens in the background. But in our last video, we left y'all halfway through with the construction of our porch / catio. So that's where we're going to pick right back up. We've got 3 of the screened walls in, 1 of the doors in. This porch will have 2 doors, 1 on each end. There's still some little screen pieces to fill in up there. And Curt's building our new stairs now. Soon we had to order a few more screened in parts. And we got to paint a few more 2x4s. And he'll be able to close in this wall and install this really cool retractable screen door that we found at Home Depot from Anderson. And we're underway with phase 2 of the porch / catio. Now we've been calling this thing a catio, but so far it just kind of looks like a big screened in porch. And that is because we plan on sharing this space with our cats. So they'll have this whole area to themselves. And on this back wall back here, where you see these little wall frames built in, Curt will be putting all kinds of shelves for the kitty cats to be able to climb all along here and have some shelves up here. They will have their own little catio wall built within our screen porch. So they'll be able to stay out here with us, hear all the birds, see all the squirrels, smell all the smells, climb wherever they want to climb, and we will be able to be out here and enjoy it with them. So let's get back to it. Catio phase 2 underway.
Well, we're starting on the stairs today, and I gotta tell you, this thing is huge, and there is a lot more lumber than I thought. I had to go back and restock up on wood for these stairs, and it was like I started with a whole new pile again. So anyway, this has been a huge project, but this thing is built solid, and it is level, it is square, and I am excited about that. And well, the views are just amazing, and most importantly, it is going to be a great place for the cats to kind of get outside and enjoy the nature. So a lot of work left to do. Today is stair day. I got to do some painting. I like to pre-paint the boards, and yeah, big day today.
I don't think the extension cord is going to reach to your saw to cut out there, so I don't know what we're going to do. Well, Curt saw my frustration with the power cords and then realized we would have to move his saw station back here in the back. Now that the walls are all screened in, we couldn't just drape the extension cords over the edge here. And then it was perfect timing because this video is actually sponsored by something really, really cool. I'm gonna let Curt tell you all about it. But we've got us an EcoFlow generator. And first things first, we got the solar panels set up. Our first small device, we're charging a battery for some of the power tools. But you're gonna put this thing to the test over the next couple of days, aren't you, Curt?
Yeah, so we have a circular saw, we have a fan, we've obviously got to charge our battery things. Anything you'd really need on a construction site. We have an air compressor for a nailer, so we're gonna give it a legit test.
Yep, and no more tripping over extension cords and having to run to the store and buy more. Curt's gonna be working on the outside of this Catio. It's coming together, guys. Now, I'm gonna turn it over to him to tell you more about how fancy this thing is.
All right, so I've got my batteries charging for my power tools, and then I plugged in my air compressor, and I had already emptied it for the storage, turned it on, filled it completely up, brought it to pressure, kicked it off. It's still at 99%. Of course, we got the solar coming in and the energy coming out. You can see it on the screen. It's so cool. And to be honest with you, these systems have a battery management system in, which I'll tell you about more later. But it basically, if it's full, it's not going to let it get too much energy to overcharge the battery. So there's over and under protection, which is amazing. And so it's only letting so much in, but I'm really not even affecting the battery right now. I'm just running full steam. You know, looking back over the last 6.5 years, one thing we've learned is that freedom is directly tied to how you manage your resources. Whether we are parked on a cliffside in South America or here at home, power is the heartbeat of everything we do. We've used a lot of systems, but lately I've been putting the EcoFlow Delta 3 Ultra Plus solar generator through its paces. And honestly, it's changing the way I think about off-grid energy, and I think it'll change your mind too. Right now, I'm in the middle of a massive project, building a giant porch/Catio addition onto the house. It's a big build and usually means dragging extension cords across the yard or listening to the constant drone of a gas generator. I've been using the EcoFlow. The first thing I notice is the silence. There's also no gas to spill, no fumes to breathe in, and absolutely no problems. It just sits there and works. I've been running my miter saw for the framing, my air compressor for the nail guns, and keeping all my power tool batteries on the chargers throughout the day. It's got a built-in inverter with an impressive 3,600 watts of real power. I'm not babying this thing. I'm using it like a professional job site tool. But here's the kicker. I've got it hooked up to solar panels while I work. I'll spend the day cutting and building, and at the end of the day, as I'm cleaning up the sawdust and putting my tools away, I look over and the generator's still at 100%. Now that's due to the faster solar charging. Up to 1,600 watts solar input recharges the battery from 0 to 80% in 101 minutes, allowing much faster charging when you're off-grid. It's essentially perpetual energy machine for my workshop. Now, power isn't just about projects though. Sometimes it's about peace of mind. Living here in Florida, we're always looking at the horizon during hurricane season. Coincidentally, we went to Cedar Key just a few days ago, and seeing the aftermath there, it was a heavy reminder of the tremendous damage these storms can do. In Florida, the aftermath of a hurricane can be devastating, and power is commonly out for days, if not weeks. In that situation, this little solar generator becomes a lifeline.
I can pop up the solar panels in the yard and easily run a refrigerator to keep the food from spoiling, some lights for the evening, and most importantly, our Wi-Fi or Starlink so we can stay connected to the outside world. And while this generator can run everything forever with enough sun, it's also expandable to up to 11 kilowatt hours of capacity, so the system can grow to meet your needs. If the grid goes down, our life doesn't have to stop. And of course, we have to talk about the van. After 6.5 years on the road, we know what a power system needs to endure. The EcoFlow unit is a game changer for mobile living because of its 30 amp plug, meaning you can plug your entire van or RV directly into the generator, just like you're at a campsite with shore power. The TT30 and Anderson ports power RV appliances directly and support alternator charging. The high-efficiency Anderson 12-volt DC port keeps fridges, lights, charging phones, and computers and powering your Starlink and television and other essential gear longer with less energy loss. It simplifies everything. You don't need a complex custom electric build when you have one unit that handles all the heavy lifting with that kind of efficiency. Whether I'm building a Catio, prepping for a storm, or planning for the next leg of our journey, having reliable power is what makes these opportunities possible. If you've been thinking about getting a solar generator, now's honestly a really good time. EcoFlow is running an outdoor sale right now, and the Delta 3 Ultra Plus is dropping to its lowest price during the flash sale on April 28th and 29th. If you want a full setup, I recommend pairing it with two 220 watt solar panels. It charges much faster when you're off grid. I've also left my code in the description if you want to save an extra 5% off. It's about being prepared for the unexpected and being ready for the next rare opportunity that comes your way.
Wow, guys, this thing is impressive, and I gotta tell you, it is so easy to set up. Now, I've only set it up a few times, so I'm a little awkward, and still, setting up this thing takes less than 10 minutes, probably more like 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how efficient you are. But I love these little convenient things for the solar panels. They fold up compact, nice. All the cables are right here with it, and the generator is not really too heavy either. It's got a nice handle, so you can drag it like a roll-on suitcase. Two good ergonomic handles to pick it up and put it in the van. I'm impressed, guys.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be honest with you, I kind of been losing track of time, but we are working our way through this Catio build, and I had to tell you, the view out here of this screened in area is absolutely stunning. Into the forest, we get a little glimpse of the river. There are deer all over the place. And the thing about it is, here in Florida, it is buggy. There are a lot of bugs. So having a screened in enclosure like this really makes a huge difference. And you can see over here, I'm getting a little hurried. I got a plant shelf for some stairs, and I'm working on the Catio. But anyway, yeah, we had to do some extra work on this. The stairs were dilapidated, so we built some new stairs. You can see I already got my solar panels up for my new solar generator. And guys, I worked with that thing for the last couple days, and it has been working amazing. You can see I got it plugged in here. I had a long day yesterday, kind of finishing up some trim and stuff like that. And well, it's holding up. It's just strong. I love that thing. And we're going to use it some more today. You can see I got some finishing bits to do up here. And so yesterday I did the other end. This is actually quite a bit of work. It's all on the ladder and it's all up high. And it's little detailed work. And so anyway, that's what we got going on today. We also need to refinish these steps And then in back, we have some other steps that need to be done as well. Totally redone. These things are really bad. I'll show you here right now. But the wood on these stairs is really, you can see that's peeled up over there. Look at this handle. And this thing's just kind of starting to fall apart, to be honest with you. It's just no longer safe. And so we got to redo that. Snow wants a ramp. So this was the ramp that was out front. So we're going to bring that up and set that around out back. And yeah, we just have a lot of work to do. And but we're getting down in the short stretches. And well, there's nothing left to do but do it. So let's get it done.
My wristwatch is broken. My shoes are untied. Time is a-ticking, and so is the tide. But I am not worried. Things are what they are. Come rain or come shine or a shooting star. I've been to the south, I've been to the north, east and the west, the middle of course. I may have been astray, but I've never been lost, never been beat by the road I've crossed. I guess I've been lucky to some degree, for someone who ate all the fruit from the tree. The stars been aligned and my goose hanging high. I'll be okay in the sweet by and by.
Well, the Catio is coming together like a plan. That thing is a beast, and it has been a lot of work on my own, but we got some painting, we got some finishing touches. We got to square up the bottom, pour a curb, side it in. We still got some shoring up, some strengthening, some minor issues to deal with. I guess nothing's minor. It's still probably about 2 or 3 days work, at least I'm guessing. We also have the back stairs in the back, but we're making really good progress. I think I mentioned multiple times that I love that little solar generator. But this project is definitely a labor of love. And, well, it's all about this boy and that other little girl inside, Vanna. And, you know, after traveling around the world for 6.5 years in that little van, of course, they had the whole entire world to roam, and they have seen some amazing places. This boy right here has walked on the beaches. He's walked through some of the most amazing forests and on some of the coolest trails in the entire world. And well, he likes to get out and walk around, and so that's what we're doing this morning. We're not in the Catio. Vanna will get her turn next, and I'm just happy that he's happy and has all this space to enjoy. And I'm grateful that we have. Guys, this has been an incredibly difficult transformation from living in a van to living in a house. And you would think intuitively that that might be the most difficult of all of the transitions we had to make compared to moving in the van. What I will say is 7 years ago when we moved into the van, that was a much easier transition than this one has been. It's been stressful. And if you guys have been watching along for a long time, you know we put on some weight. You know we're not as healthy. You know we've probably undergone a lot of stress. And it just hasn't been as healthy for us. And so working on this Catio has been a lot of work. And it made me realize, well, I already knew how bad out of shape I was. And but it's been a good exercise to help get me back in shape, get me moving, get me limber again, get me stronger again. We're dealing with pressure treated wood, 4x4s, 2x6s, and most of that stuff I'm picking up above my head and holding up and doing all these crazy tricks. And it's just good exercise. It's just good for me to do. And I've been enjoying it and treating it like that. And and so it's a good thing. We also got some e-bikes, which I'm really excited about. Look at G going off in the woods. We got some e-bikes I'm excited about. And so that's going to be another part of our sort of exercise regiment moving forward. We got to be careful down here for gators, so I need to keep an eye out for this boy. But I have never seen him go for the water quite like he is now. But along the property here, we have a couple little canals. And look at this little boy go. Can you tell me that he's not happy? But anyway, yeah, so it's been a kind of a tough adjustment for us. And we're making it. We're getting better. We're kind of getting back in a routine. We're getting back into our work, which is hanging out with you guys on YouTube. And so we've been kind of creating some more content. Snow's been working really hard on sort of Instagram and Facebook. We've been doing some reels. And we got some other big exciting content that we've been promising for a while that's going to be coming out soon. We've been working on that amongst some other things. But I'll be happy when this big Catio project gets done. It's kind of taken on a life of its own and turned out to be a lot bigger than we anticipated. But the generator certainly helped. And yeah, let me get this boy a little bit more walking time and go grab Vanna. And he's on the hunt for something. Gee, hey buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing up there? What are you doing? You're an adventure cat today. Gee. Come on, Bubba. Now these two kitty cats are definitely different. And of course G-Money's a Bengal and Vanna's a Burman, but I don't even mean that. Vanna today has not even left the front side of the Catio. She's been out here, I think, smelling the squirrels that have been tormenting her by the days. But she can be an explorer too. Now I don't walk them together, and the reason I don't walk them together is, well, I'm excited because I don't have to walk them with leashes out here, or leads as they would call them in the UK. But you can see Vanna, she's starting to get a little more adventurous. I always stay close, always keep an eye on them. G today went straight into the woods and I went following him. But Vanna's gonna go over here. There's a lot of times deer and squirrel over here. This is where G dipped into the woods. But yeah, they got their own little personalities and their own little minds, so I walk them separately, and that works out just fine. It gives me a little more time out in the nature with them. And anyway, I'm really happy we have this Catio. We've got a little cat door where they can come out on the patio anytime they want, and they will just come out here and lay here. They especially like the mornings and the evenings when the birds and the squirrels wake up and go to sleep. And this Catio really is gonna be nice once it gets finished. Now, I still need to put the shelves up and all the little other cat obstacle courses and things for them to play on. That's gonna be a whole nother process. But guys, we're gonna have to do that in the next video. This is where we're gonna wind this one down. Now, while I've been out walking Vanna, if you guys can see, I'm all sweated up because the whole entire time I've been working, picking up sticks in the yard, because I borrowed a 0-turn lawnmower from Aunt B. And so we're gonna clean that all up so we can enjoy these amazing views here even more. And look, Vanna's coming up into the Catio. She hears snow up here. Come on. All right, Snow, this video's over. Tell everybody goodbye.
See y'all in a few days.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys.